Hi guys, 18 Dap here and welcome to this match preview. It's Doncaster Rovers versus Ipswich Town this Tuesday night at the Keepmoat Stadium. Let's get the video started. So guys, welcome to this match preview, Doncaster Rovers versus Ipswich Town. If you're an existing subscriber, welcome back. Thank you for returning. If you're new to the channel, please click that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more football content. If you are new to the channel, this is the format that we do match previews in. We look at the previous meetings between the two clubs, we look at the current form for both clubs across all competitions. I take a look at a Doncaster Rovers player and say a few words about him. And then we look at the opponent, a quick overview on them and a player to watch in my opinion. And then me and the family have got Predictions League. There has been movement since Saturday. There was a correct prediction, so keep tuned for that. And then I give my score prediction for the upcoming game at the very end. So without further ado, let's get into previous meetings. Doncaster Rovers have faced off with Ipswich a total of 17 times. And Ipswich have come out on top on 8 of those occasions. We've shared the spoils on 5 and Rovers have come out on top 4 times. So Ipswich have the edge in this game. Well, in the past they have anyway. Looking at the last 5 meetings, 4 of them in the Championship back in those days. They were good days, enjoyed them hopefully. With the squad that Darren Moore's built over this transfer window, we could be seeing Championship football back at the Keepmoat soon. Fingers crossed, positive thinking this season from us Rovers fans. But looking back at the last 5 meetings between Donny and Ipswich, Ipswich definitely got the upper hand. We have been beat 4 times out of 5 and we drew last season at Ipswich 0-0. And the scorelines have been very favourable for Ipswich. A 3-2 win at the Keepmoat, a 3-0 win at the Keepmoat, a 2-1 win for them at Ipswich, and then a 4-1 win for them at the Keepmoat. So our time against Ipswich at the Keepmoat doesn't look very positive. I remember watching a 6-0 hammering a fair few seasons back as well, but I don't think it'll be that bad on Tuesday night. Hope not. But positive signs last season, a team just coming down from the Championship, expected to go straight back up, and we held them to a 0-0 draw. And we could have come away with all 3 points in that game. We didn't end up playing the return fixture because of the recent pandemic that is still ongoing, but hopefully we get to see what we're made of on Tuesday night. Current form is looking very, very good for Ipswich. Not too bad for Donny. 3 wins out of the last 5, 2 defeats on the bounce, 1 in the league, 1 in the Checkatrade Trophy. Ipswich on the other hand, absolutely flying. 4 wins out of 5, 1 draw, yet to be beaten in the league. Great start to the season for them. As I just said, yet to be beaten in the league. I think potentially they know the league a little bit better this season. I think they expected at least top 6 last season, didn't achieve that, and they've added some good quality to the squad throughout the transfer window. I think they've added in areas that was needed, they've added experience, and this is showing this season with some very good positive results. The only game that they've dropped points this season is the draw 1-1 against MK Dons, and we know how that feels with a similar scoreline at the very start of the season. The last few games, Ipswich have played a possession game and done very, very well with it, getting some solid results from those performances. The exception was the win against Blackpool, a big win, 4-1. They had less possession, but they were super clinical on that day. 4 shots on target, 4 goals. So looking at that, we just need to prevent those shots coming in because they hit the target and generally, more often than not, they go in. Donny, on the other hand, superb transfer window in my opinion. Managed to sign Josh Sims on deadline day on loan from Southampton, and Matt Smith also deadline day on loan from Manchester City. 2 very, very good players, and for me this just shows the pulling power of Darren Moore and what he can pull together. Very, very positive outlook on this season. The squad coming together very, very nicely. Very much Darren Moore's squad now, and we're playing some good football. There's still improvements to be made, but very good football. I'm enjoying watching the Rovers this season. Just wish it was in person and not on the TV. But after our 2 straight defeats, we went down to Portsmouth. It was a very tightly contested game. Could have gone either way. One goal was going to win it, and it was difficult to see who was going to score that goal because it was that even. Both teams creating half chances, but nothing really clear cut. Keepers both had minimal to do, but what they had to do, they did well. But Donny just edged it with a fantastic goal from Reece James. Just got it on the edge of the box, turned on a sixpence, curled it into the top corner. Beautiful. Great to get back to winning ways after the 2 straight defeats. So hopefully we can continue that with a good result Tuesday night against Ipswich. Moving on to player focus, I've just mentioned him, Reece James. A fantastic game against Portsmouth. Seemed to be involved in every single passage of play. Second season at the Rovers, and I really like him as a player. Very, very good defensively and can also attack. And a masterstroke from Darren Moore this Saturday, putting him at left mid. We saw it last season against Sunderland, I believe, and it caused a heap of problems for them, and it caused a heap of problems for Portsmouth on Saturday as well. It was almost like a striker. They were focusing on John Taylor over on the right, and that just gave Reece James tons of space on the left, and he used it to perfection. I think because he had Cameron John behind him, he had that kind of security that he could bomb forward like he tries to do when he's playing at left back, but he's always kind of conscious that he needs to get back and defend if needed, where with Cameron John behind him just gave him a bit more freedom to play and attack. And fantastic man of the match for me on Saturday, topped with a great goal. So Reece James is my player focus for Donny Rovers this week, and hopefully plays in a similar role on Tuesday and causes Ipswich as many problems as he did Portsmouth on Saturday. Moving on to the opponent, Ipswich Town, founded in 1878, currently managed by Paul Lambert. Some may say he was lucky to keep his job last season after Ipswich. I think underachieved. As I said earlier on in the video, I think their objective last season was to finish minimum top 6 and try and get back to the Championship at the first time of asking. But they learned very quickly that League One is a difficult league. Everybody can beat everybody, and I believe they finished 11th last season, so underperformed, but they've stuck with Paul Lambert. I'm glad they have. I think managers do need time to bring a squad together, and I believe he's added quality and experience throughout the transfer window, and the squad's gelled really quickly, and it shows with them being top of the table, yet to lose a game. I do like Paul Lambert as a manager. Very, very good. As I say, glad they stuck with him, and I think they'll do well this season. Top 6 for me. Possibly top 2. Who knows? If they continue playing like they're doing now, they'll run away with it. Honours in their history: Ipswich UEFA Cup winners in 1980-81, FA Cup winners in 1977-78 season, and then there were First Division champions, which is now the Premier League, in 1961-62. So a rich history, some great silverware there, and I'm sure Ipswich fans will love to see days like that back as soon as possible. Moving on to the one to watch for Ipswich, I have gone with Gwion Edwards. I hope I've said that name right. I think I've said Edwards right, but Gwion I am not too sure about. Top scorer, 6 goals, 2 assists. Plays on the right, so our left hand side will have a decent amount of work to do on Tuesday night, and it's just popping up with goals left, right and centre, and a couple of assists as well. Norwood, another one to watch for, but I think potentially teams have been focused too much on the strikers, and it's given Edwards the space in behind to score those goals. So I think we need to keep everybody under tabs, but this guy is one of the main threats for me on Tuesday night. I think if we keep him quiet, we've got a good chance of coming away with at least a point. On to the Predictions League. So if you are new to this If any of us get the scoreline spot on, we get 3 points. If we get the result or the game outcome right, we get 1 point, and then if we get it completely wrong, we get no points. Saturday, Chris, Dad, Max all went for Rovers wins. If you watched my prediction last week, you'll see that I went with a 2-1 Pompey. So what that does to the table is there's a lot of movement. Chris went with a 1-0 Rovers. Max and Dad went with a win for the Rovers but didn't get the scoreline right, so they both get a point. But Chris leapfrogged both into first place on 5 points. And me, it's not looking good, is it? 1 point this season so far. But the majority of my predictions, when I've gone for a defeat, we've won. So I'll take that. If it means being bottom all season and we're winning games, I will take that. But it would be nice to get one right to put the pressure on the family. But long way to go. Things will change, hopefully in my favour. And that brings me on to my score prediction. I think it's going to be a tight one. Obviously, Ipswich, a very, very good team. The top for a reason, the unbeaten for a reason. And I'd love us to be the first team to beat them, but I can't see it realistically. I always try to do the predictions with my head and not my heart. My heart obviously is a win every single time, but with my head, I think Ipswich are a very, very dangerous, strong, positive outfit that are going to cause every team in League One problems. Having said that, I think we are going to cause a lot of teams problems in League One as well. I think defensively we're sound. I think attacking we look dangerous, not clinical but dangerous. In the midfield, I think we look very solid with Whiteman there. Great to have kept in this season or this transfer window. That was like a signing in itself. But I think we may cancel each other out. I don't think we're going to get beat, but I don't think we're going to win. I am going with a 1-1 draw. And to be honest, I'd be quite happy with that, with the way Ipswich are playing. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. I'm going to leave it here. If you've enjoyed it, big thumbs up for us, please. Once again, let me know your thoughts on the game in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.